Guys, I'm going to show you a really quick brow tutorial. Today I'm going to be using our brand new brow powder and pomade. These are customizable palettes. You can pick any two products that you want. You can do two pomades, you can do two powders, you can do like I did, a powder and a pomade, and they come in 5 different shades. So the color that I'm using today is brown. And so then I also highly recommend the brow artist brush that we have. It's a really tapered angled brush, and then also a really thin flat-sided brush. So it's perfect in combination with this palette to give you a really simple brow look. So I've already done this eye, and you can tell how it lifts up the eye. It's the best anti-aging trick I have as far as completing, even if you just do your brows and a little bit of powder. I always do my brows because I think it makes such a huge difference. So what I do is I brush the brow hair down, and I'm basically just going to be following my natural brow line. I'll add a little bit to the end. Sometimes I'll add a little bit to the front, kind of just depends on how I'm feeling. But the rule of thumb is your brow really should start at the corner of your eye. So mine is just a tiny bit short. The arch of your eye should be from the corner of your nose to the pupil of your eye, and the tail end, as you can see, mine is not quite there, should be from the corner of your nose to the corner of your eye. So I start with the tapered end, and again, super thin, so it gives you really precise placement of the powder. The powder and the pomade, when you use them together, is smudge resistant once it sets. And so this will stay looking like this all day. So literally, I just tap the brush in a little bit of the powder. I start kind of mid-brow, and I just literally trace the line of my upper brow. And I want the beginning of my brow to be a little bit lighter, and so that's why I start in the center, and then I'll tail that off kind of at the end. Then I take my brow brush and I brush my brows in an upward position, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take that tapered end, dip it into the powder, start kind of mid brow, and literally just trace the bottom line of my brow. This side of my brow, I have more sparse spots, and so I'll probably add just a little bit more in the center, just to, I think this is the side I sleep on, and so the hair there is not quite as filled in as I would like. But the good thing about this is the pomade also has color in it. Then I'm just going to go and take and finish off the end of my brow by going straight down and kind of back. You don't want to curve it forward because that will drop your eye. And then in the beginning, I'm going to put it to where the point of the brush is down. I'm not going to add any more powder to this, but I'm just going to kind of do flicky little motions going up to fill that in. And then the rest of this will be filled in when I do the pomade. But you can see how that's then kind of evened out my brows. Then very little of this pomade, I'm going to do the same thing. Sometimes I'll use this end, just dip it a little bit into the pomade, and then I'm just going to kind of fill in. But this also is kind of a really lightweight wax, and so it's going to keep my brows going in the direction that I want my brows to go in and kind of seal everything in. And that's it. So just these two, pomade and a powder. Like I said, it comes in 5 different shades. Definitely recommend the brow artist brush because it's super thin, as you can see, gives you really precise placement of the product. And then anything that you need to kind of crisp up the lines, I will then just take like a concealer brush that just has a little bit of concealer on it, turn it sideways, and I just kind of draw it and flick it up a little bit, pat it in, and that will take care of any little lines that aren't straight. And then you can always brush through it with a little spoolie of some kind or your brow brush as well. But that's it. So it definitely gives me a much more finished look. I think it's a more youthful look because it makes it look like I have more brows than I really have, but it's super natural looking. And I think the powder also gives your brows a little bit more volume as well. So if you're kind of lacking in the brow department, you can add a little bit of volume to your brows just by adding a little bit of that powder. It sticks to the hairs that you do have, if that makes sense. So anyway, this is a brand new palette. It's customizable. These are refillable. So if you go through the pomade faster, you can just refill the pomade. You can do, like I said, 2 powders. A powder and a pomade is what I recommend, because then it definitely kind of locks everything into place. But it's a really good deal. I think these are going to last a long time because, as you can see, it's just a little bit very highly pigmented as well. Anyway, hope that helps. Talk to you soon. Bye.